So I had to take the stairs, and in that stairs there was no handrails at all.
They fall,
Yeah.
they hurt themselves, and now they
Oh my.
need physiotherapy.
Oh, go to this Baba and he will solve all your problems in 10 days. Hi, welcome back to Deconstructing Accessibility. And we have Amit over here who's going to be talking about handrails. Hi, Amit. How are you doing? So, have you had any places where you've seen like bizarre placements of handrails?
I'm more concerned of the thing that people don't have these handrails installed in most of the places.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the other things I would like to mention is one of the places where I visited, I had to get down from on the staircase, and the staircase had a swirly construction with some handrails. So already I have dizziness, and that path it's going to be very difficult in my case.
Hmm.
So I had
Oh
to
my
somehow
God.
find out an elevator.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
those staircases are dangerous anyway because of like fires and all.
They're very dangerous. Yeah. I mean, if it's those narrow, windy staircases,
Mhm.
was it one of those metal one? Or was it a.
Exactly. It
Oh
wasn't a
my
metal
God.
one, but the construction itself was like that. It was a
Hmm.
swirl way it was going down, and I was getting
Yeah.
dizziness even seeing that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's scary. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, not
Yeah.
just for you, but why do you think handrails are so important?
Oh, handrails, one of the major things which is required, it's a very primary thing which is required for even elderly people, people who have any disability or any, accident for that matter. This
Hmm.
particular thing is required everywhere. If I just give you one
Yeah.
example, on a daily basis, I go to my terrace to walk. So the unfortunate thing is the last floor to the terrace doesn't have a handrail. In spite of telling to the authorities here in my society to get it installed, they didn't do it. And I had to go it installed on my, I had to fund it and get it done by myself because
Wow.
it was very required for me in my case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
this is something which is very normal in India.
It's sad that you have to fund your own accessibility in the
And,
country you
I
live
mean,
in.
that's ultimately you have to,
But
do your things.
and it shows you the intransigence
Mm-hmm.
of the majority who don't need the handrail, their total intransigence about
Yes.
handrails. So you'll see a lot of construction, not just
Yeah.
to the terrace, but on the
Mm-hmm.
main stairs, you may have
Mm-hmm.
only one handrail, sometimes no
You're right.
handrail. The other thing that we see in India is that when handrails are installed, there's so much corruption, that's going on that people go for weight. So they want the maximum weight. So they'll make the handrail as big as possible. So the normal size that I have seen when they are installing handrails is like 50 millimeters. Well, that's too big.
Okay.
They should not be less than 35,
Yeah.
38 actually, and they
Okay.
shouldn't be really more than 45. But the best size for a handrail in India is about 40. Even if you don't have a disability, handrails are important.
I was gonna ask Amit if he has had any funny or challenging moments, like
Challenging
encountering
moments.
handrails or like
Well, he just told
Regard
you about the spiral staircase. What
uh,
more challenging do you want than that?
something else.
There are quite a few instances like that. I would just relate this incident. I think 2 years ago, I had gone to the physiotherapy center, and that the elevator was not working on that day. So I had to take the stairs, and in that stairs, there was no handles at all. And I was like, and I came back from there. I was like, it's just not possible for me to, climb up the stairs.
I guess that's more challenging, huh?
It is. It is. I was like, no handrails.
Oh,
And
the
I'm like,
irony,
my
the
God,
irony.
the lift isn't
Physiotherapy
working.
center, no handrails.
Yeah, no handrails.
And the funny thing is that the managers of these places, they don't see the irony at all. They don't see the hypocrisy. The one
Yeah.
just opened near my house physiotherapy, and the ramp, it looks like it's for some Olympic training, for skiing. And it's proudly written physiotherapy center, brand new place, no proper handrails on the ramp, and the ramp is, really dangerous. I wouldn't want to try to walk up it, let alone take a wheelchair. And anybody with some ambulant problem, if they're not good at walking, they have some problem. That maybe they're trying to make more business. Like people are using the ramp, they fall, they hurt themselves, and now they need physiotherapy. It could be a business management decision.
Yeah,
to have
business idea.
inaccessible steps and inaccessible ramp.
I
Gets
think
them
you're
more business.
underestimating how smart they are. Like that was their plan all ahead.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much possible.
Hey, how can we make more business? Okay, we can injure the relatives of the people who are bringing the patient. Double the profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we have mentioned that you have MS.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I'm a person with multiple sclerosis, and I'm having it at least diagnosed since 6 years, and I must be having it at the age of 15.
Right. What are some early signs of MS that you can talk about?
So the early signs, the one which I'm talking about is from the age of 15, which I remember is I had tingling sensation, which is something which is very common with people with multiple sclerosis, but obviously it was ignored. But one of the major things for which I visited the doctor when I was 25 was I was not able to speak. So there is a medical term called dysarthria. So I was just mumbling. I was not able to complete a sentence. So for that, way back in 2014, I had visited a doctor, and the doctor had told me it seems like a neurological symptom. I had visited a general physician, and the thing with multiple sclerosis, it's a very on and off thing. The symptoms come and go. And in my case, in that particular case, it lasted for approximately 10 days or something, and it went away. So I didn't bother about it after that. And considering the fact, as you can see, you can speak so properly now. 10 years ago, I was not able to speak at all. So yeah, it's a very weird symptom.
And the tingling and sensations, is it like those needle sensations?
Exactly. The needle sensation. That is what do you call it? Needles,
Pins
tips
and needles.
Pins and needles, exactly.
That's the
Pins and
one.
that's a very common symptom. Very common symptom.
Right.
But I used to have, from what I remember, from the age of 15, not on a regular basis, but on and off.
On and off. Right. And
on and off, yeah.
And it's something that you can't really detect, right? You can sometimes you can be like, oh, I'm just sitting here for too long. Maybe that's
Exactly. So it's a very common, I mean, I have told about this thing to my relatives and all, or my mother at that point of time. Okay, I'm feeling that, and she would be just ignoring it. Okay, everybody faces this thing. It's kind of normal thing. So I also used to ignore it at that point of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any moments where people tell you like they can miraculously solve all your problems?
Yeah, I have faced that situation a lot of times. One of the very common advices which come from people are obviously in a good-natured advices. This is like when I take an Uber driver or something. When I go, obviously I have a walking cane or walker with me. So the person generally asks me what's the problem and all. So if I said that it's a neurological symptom, they will give me some solution. Go to this particular doctor, this spiritual person or something. He will cure you completely. Go to this place and all. I'm so used to it. And let me tell you, it doesn't help at all.
No,
I haven't gone.
I totally agree. Like my mother has MS, and I was coming back from somewhere I had been, and I went in the rickshaw and I was talking to him about like how my mother has MS, and he was like, "Oh, go to this Baba, and he will solve all your problems in 10 days, and your mother will be walking in 10 days." And I was like, if only that happened."
If only, yeah, exactly.
If
I
only.
mean, people, yeah. unwanted, unsolicited advices are very common.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't work,
But that's the
except for the
problem.
fact that they have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That I think what we have to do is make people aware that, not
Exactly.
everything can be solved by some Baba. And we need to be, inclusive of everyone, no matter what they have, because
Yeah.
some things are uncurable, and
Mhm.
we need to be respectful of that.
True, true. Yes. That's that.
So now, now that we're coming to the end of the podcast,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would want to tell all the people who are watching?
So one of the things is that awareness about this condition is very important. So I personally, as I said, when I was 15 is when the first symptom came. I got diagnosed after 14 years at the age of 29. So one thing which is very important is awareness about this condition so that you can actually give the whatever treatments at the right point of time. Although there is no cure for this condition, you can actually control and maintain it if it is diagnosed at the right time. So
Right.
yeah, that's my advice to people.
Yeah. So, if you have pins and needles and
Yeah,
if you have
please.
these early signs, don't, just
Understand.
think that you've been
Don't hesitate.
sitting for too long. Check them out and, don't
Very true.
overlook them. Don't overlook
Yeah.
them at all.
The
All right.
earlier you get diagnosed, the better.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Zack.
It's been amazing talking to you, and thank you. Like and subscribe and watch the next episode with Sangeeta.